In this chapter 7, I will discuss about JWT authentication, and also based on those, I will implement protecting rules. So for authentication, if I go to my API model, there is no any place to add my SS key. There is no any place. I would like to add one button here from where I can add my SS key. And based on that SS key, I have to send the request. So in my main.py file, in this API, here I'm going to add authorizations equals bearer auth. Type is API key. In header, name is authorization. I can pass description. Enter your bearer token in the format bearer. In this format, you will see in the UI itself, so don't worry. And I can pass security equals bearer auth. Let me format this code. Okay, I have added here authorization bearer auth. Type is API key. In header, name authorization and some description, and security is bearer auth. Now if I go to my API document, if I refresh this, see, now I can see this button authorize, from where I can enter my SS key with bearer and SS key. So if you see here, enter your bearer token in the format, this is the format. Close. In this auth, in this API, I have already defined JWT required. If you see here in my auth routes, I have added this line JWT required. That means token is required to send this request. So first of all, let me go to this login request, try it out. john@gmail.com, password is test. If I click on execute, it will give me this SS token and refresh token. And now if I go to this refresh, click on try it out, execute, it will give me this message missing authorization header, because it will take the refresh token, right? I have refresh token here. I can copy this, Control C, and I have to go to here and I have to write bearer space paste and authorize. I can close this. Now if I click on execute button again, okay, I'm getting this message, object of type response is not JSON serializable. Okay, here what if I remove this status code? Control yes, execute. Okay, now I'm able to get this new SS token. So I have added token here in this section, and now I am able to send this request. I am able to get new SS token. In the same way, if I go to my user routes, I can import JWT required from Flask JWT extended. I can import JWT required. In this port request, if I write here JWT required, if I didn't pass anything, that means it requires SS token. If I go to my API document again, if I refresh this, and if I go to this users, let me get all the request, execute. Let me copy this, Control C. Now in the post request, try it out, Control V, john2@gmail.com. If I click on execute, I have to remove this comma. If I click on this execute again, it says missing authorization header because I have added JWT required and now it requires SS token. And to get SS token, I have to first log in. I have to go to this auth, login, try it out, gmail.com, password is test, execute. Now SS token will be required. If I go to this authorize button, I have to write bearer, Control V, authorize, close. Now if I send this request again, execute, see, I am able to send the request now. That means I have added authorization. I can also authorize this based on roles. That means suppose only admin is allowed to send this request, and suppose for the employee leave only manager is allowed to update the request. So based on rules I can also protect the rules. Now I am going to make my own custom decorator. Here in this utils, in this custom decorator, I am going to make another custom decorator. Def role, load roles, def decorator, again f function, def decorated function, it takes argument and keyword argument. Now let me define user role here. Suppose if the user is admin and if user role not in allowed roles, I am going to pass allowed roles here. In this allowed roles, if admin is not there, that means this block will not be executed. I can pass response equals JSONify. I can import JSONify from Flask. From Flask, import JSONify. Also, I will be requiring wraps Fong tools. Import wraps and Flask JWT extended. I will require JWT required and also get JWT. Okay, here response is I'm going to send one message. It says forbidden insufficient permissions. Response dot status code equals 403. I can return response and then I can return function args and quarks and again return decorated function and again return decorator. Okay, I have provided static role here. I will get role from the token. I will implement that later, but this decorator will check if the user is allowed or not to send the request. If it is not allowed, it will throw this message. It says forbidden, insufficient permission. Otherwise, it will return, it will do nothing. You will get understand once I use this decorator. And when I use this role, I would like to have my SS token. So for that, here I can write JWT required. It requires SS token. Also here I can write wraps. I can pass F. In fact, I have to write this here after this decorator. Control V. Okay. Now in the constants file, I am going to define a roles. Role equals admin. Next one is employee, and next one is manager. Suppose right now these all are the role. Now let me go to my user routes. Here I have already added JWT required in this post request. I am going to import that decorator here. So from utils.custom decorator I am going to import role also. Here I don't need this JWT required because in the role decorator there is already JWT required, so I don't need to write here. I can remove this, but I can use this role now. Role, and now I can pass. I have to import first role from the constants. This is not used. I can remove this. From constants I can import role, and now here I can pass. If I want only admin to send this request, I can write in this way. That means now only admin is allowed to send this request. So I have already defined this role decorator. Now I am going to implement this user role. I will get this user role from the token. So in my auth routes, here while creating SS token, I am going to add the roles here. First of all, I am going to import from .user routes. I am going to import user namespace and user API model, and also from Flask JWT extended I am going to import get JWT. Okay, now in this create SS token I am going to add roles here. So comma, I can write additional claims equals role. I can get a role from the user model. So here I can write user obj equals, I can get user from employee obj.user because I have implemented backref, and now I can write user detail equals, I can use Marshall user ns.marshall user obj user API model, and after this I will get the user details, and from user details I can get the role. So here in this role I can write user detail role. Okay, I can copy this, and in this refresh token also I can paste it here. Control yes. Now through this SS token I will also get these claims, means I will get this role, and based on roles I can check if the user is allowed or not. Also I am going to change here current user equals get JWT identity is fine. I can write claims equals get JWT, and I will get these claims. I have added this additional claims, so I will get these claims, that means role. So I have to write get JWT, and here in this SS token control V, identity is current user, and to get roles I can write here claims dot get role. Okay, now in my custom decorator here I can write claims equals again get JWT. I have already imported, from where I can get the user role equals claims role. Okay, I have added these claims in this SS token and refresh token. So when user login, here she gets the SS token, and in this SS token there is identity, that is email, and there is claims, that is role. And in this decorator what I have done is I will get these roles from the token, and I will check if the roles is allowed or not. If the user role is not allowed, it will give this message access forbidden. Now in this user roles, I have added decorator here in the post request while creating a new user. In this put request, I can protect root based on roles. Suppose this is also for admin only, and also to delete a user. Only admin can delete a user. And in the employee leave routes, here I am going to import the role from constants, import role. From custom decorator, I am going to import this decorator. Now in this post request, I can write role because only employee is allowed to apply a leave. You can change this based on your requirement. And suppose in this put request, only manager is allowed to update a leave request. So I can write role manager. Now let me go to this API document. Let me refresh this. If I go to here, get all users, try it out, execute. Now there is no any admin here. If you see right now, there is no any admin. While the user having role employee is there, that means I am able to apply a leave. I would like to first update one user to admin. Let me copy this, Control C, and here in this put request, try it out. ID is 1. I am going to update this role to admin. Right now I am not able to do this because employer can't send this request. So what am I going to do is to send that request only. I am going to in this user routes, I am going to comment this, Control yes, and let me click on this execute button because at least one admin is required. So user updated successfully. Now this zone is the admin. So now if I go to this get request again, execute. Now John is the admin. Another user, John 2, is not able to send a request. Let me uncomment this again, Control yes. I'm going to register this user, john2@gmail.com, Control C, and this auth, I'm going to sign up first. That means I'm going to register this user, Control V, and password is suppose test2. Execute. Okay, email and password created. Now I'm going to login. Try it out. John2@gmail.com and password is test2. Execute. This is the SS token, and through this SS token, identity is email, and I can also get the claims, and the claims is role. I'm going to copy this, and in this authorize button, I'm going to put my token bearer, Control V, authorize. As John 2 is employee, he is not authorized to send a request. Like creating a user. If I close this and if I go to put request again, now I'm going to make this manager, and if I click on execute, it will say it is forbidden, insufficient permission, because John 2 is not an admin, only John is admin, right? So John 2 is not able to send this request. Even if he try to send this delete request, suppose John 2 is trying to delete a user ID 2, and if I click on execute, again he is not allowed to send this request, only John is allowed. So now if I go to this login, suppose if John login now, if this user login john@gmail.com test execute, now he is an admin, right? So his access token will be required to send that request. I'm going to copy this, authorize, logout, bearer, control V, authorize. Okay, I can close this. Now John is an admin, so he can do anything. That means he can also send the delete request. I'm going to delete this user, id equals 4. So I can go to this delete request, id 4, execute, user deleted successfully because John is admin. And only manager is allowed to update the leave request. So based on rules, the routes is protected. You can try hitting different routes by yourself. So this is it. Based on JWT identity and based on rules, we can protect the routes. I hope this video is very helpful to you. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe my channel IT Tech Team. I will meet you in the next one. Keep learning.